Okay, dímelo mi gente. I think we're good with audio. Please let me know if you can hear the audio or not. Let me know if you can hear me just fine. It looks like we're okay. It looks like we're okay. We have the stream here. Sorry, you're watching this screen over here. Let's just go straight to my website. In the meantime, but again, mi gente, thank you so much for joining me today. Today we are having the match schedule announcement reveal. Okay, so yesterday we found out the groups, but of course, in true FIFA style, they need to drag this entire process out even longer. Perfect, perfect. You can hear me just fine. Thank you so much. They have to drag this entire process out so much that now we have to watch the YouTube announcement, right, of the entire schedule. So again, chat, yesterday we found out the groups. Today we find out where and what time we play these games. Okay? So we're gonna really find out a lot of information rather quickly. Okay, we're gonna find out if we're playing night games, if we're playing you know games in the mornings, a lot of stuff. We're gonna be finding out a lot of stuff. So let's go ahead and in the meantime, we'll go ahead and hide the screen for now as we try to figure out, what the schedule is. Muchas gracias a todos los que están en sintonía aquí en el live stream mío. Aquí vamos a hablar sobre el calendario de los partidos. Vamos a hablar sobre pues obviamente la fecha, dónde se van a jugar estos partidos, a qué hora. Y pues obviamente vamos a estar enfocando tanto en el hecho pues de cómo viajar estos partidos, ¿no? Pues porque muchos de ustedes tienen boletas a partido M15, M79 y pues hoy obviamente es importante porque van a saber cuál partido le quedó a la final. Entonces pues vamos a ver qué va a pasar con este anuncio que la FIFA ya lo tiene aquí en el YouTube. Entonces no voy a mostrar YouTube porque I'm not going to show the YouTube stream because yesterday they wanted to strike down my live stream and it still is kind of struck down right now for the music that was playing in the background. So hopefully we'll get YouTube to unblock all those copyright issues and then thus of course be able to monetize that, right? Because it would be quite the shame if I did not get monetization off of the content I made yesterday. So a couple of things. Make sure you're following through all my social medias. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Comment, like it. Do all the things. Share it, of course, because let's get to 100 viewers right now. Yesterday, we had an average of almost 300 viewers the entire way of the live stream, which was fantastic. Let's make sure we get to 100 viewers at least right before this announcement begins, and then just keep sharing it. Keep sharing it to your friends and family because we're going to finally find out the entire schedule, okay? Que lo que can't, you can't hear me? Everyone else can hear me. Hola, saludos de Mexico. Dale, muchas gracias. This better not take 3 hours to start. No, that's true. I don't got 3 hours, all right? I do not have 3 hours to give of my life like that. Parcero, sos el mejor. Muchas gracias por todo lo que haces, panita. Dale, muchas gracias, parce. Wow, if Mexico wins Group A, they have a chance to play in the round of 16 in Azteca. Yes, they have to win the round of 32, of course, which they will also play in Azteca, and then go again at Azteca, which is why it's so primed for Mexico to reach the quarterfinals. If they go first place and win those games, their quarterfinal match will be in Miami. So the pathway is there for Mexico to get home field advantage all the way to the final, really, if you think about it. Miami, Florida has the third largest immigrant group in Florida are Mexicans. So they would have already a distinct home field advantage there. It's by selection, random, or by decision. From my sources at FIFA, it made it seem like they were they were doing workshops yesterday. So after the draw happened, they went back into the drawing board and basically, what is this? They basically worked on the schedule to see, which cities were going to get which games. Every city, I believe, was supposed to get at least for the group stage one top 9 team. Of course, the host cities are part of that pot 1. So let's just rename it as every city was to have at least one game with a pot 1 team. So of course, maybe Guadalajara doesn't get any other marquee games because they already have Mexico. Monterrey would get a Group F team, which I believe Group F is the Netherlands. So basically Monterrey is gonna have a game, is gonna have a game, a Dutch game, in their schedule. So Monterrey va a tener a Holanda, pues porque tienen 2 partidos del grupo F y pues Monterrey está garantizado a lo menos un partido del top 9. Entonces ahí quedaría Monterrey quedaría con Holanda. Love the recognition you're getting, bro. Hey, thank you so much. No, I really appreciate that. ¿Qué crees que es mejor? Casi que seguro que en Houston será Uruguay versus España, comprar pabellón o esperar el risa de la FIFA. Pues, hermano, si vas a gastar todo ese dinero para el pabellón del hospitality, pues tienes que disfrutar todo lo que te van a ofrecer en el hospitality, ¿no? Pues para que tú tengas, pues que tú, digamos, le saca el jugo al valor de esa boleta. Obviamente el resale de la FIFA, pues ahí te la juegas a la suerte y de pronto puede ser más cara. Eso sí es verdad también. De pronto puede ser más cara. What would you estimate the regular group schedule to be? Eastern time? It's probably going to be afternoon time, so it's going to be a lot of sweaty weather. That's for sure. Somehow bought a ticket on FIFA resale market yesterday. Somehow? Oh, that's crazy because it was supposed to be closed. So Santa Clara will get an Argentina game from Group J. That's the assumption. Again, assuming that every city is going to get one top 12 team, right? One team, which is what my sources were telling me. San Francisco might get screwed with 0 marquee games. I mean, no, it has to be at least one top 12. All right. Here's the YouTube live stream has started. Andres Cantor is on stage. The app already shows the locations where the teams are playing. Is that not confirmed? It's not confirmed. I don't know how FootMob would have gotten that information. Yeah, I don't know how FootMob would have gotten that schedule reveal. How was it talking with the mayor of New York City? Yo, that was fantastic. I'm going to be sharing the full interview with Mayor-elect Zoran Mondani Sunday night. I'll drop that on YouTube. But no, fantastic. He knows ball. It's as simple as that. He knows ball. All right? That's all there is to it. So, yeah, no, it was dope. It was dope. Seattle got a great draw for a Team USA game with Australia. I think so. I think that's going to be a really great game. Guadalajara casi seguro Portugal versus Uzbekistán. Me imagino que sí. Depende, obviamente, en el partido que tenga Portugal. Si no estoy equivocado, pues tiene que ser. Can we stop glazing this bum? Like, seriously, bro. We want the schedule reveal. We don't want to see this bum anymore. Honestly. A ver. So, Guadalajara casi seguro Portugal, Uzbekistán del grupo K. Puede ser Portugal, pero también tienen a México. So, es posible que de pronto el único partido que tengan del Bombo 1 es del México. The only game in MetLife Stadium that would be good would be France, Senegal, and also maybe Germany, Ecuador. Germany, Ecuador would be a great game. What are you talking about? That's a great game. France, Senegal is also a great game. Argentina playing San Francisco, Dallas. Dallas is possible. Again, we're gonna see the schedule reveal right now. It was an Arsenal versus Spurs interview. Yes, it was. The resale market was open on my computer but closed on my phone when I checked. Huh, interesting. Can you explain how FIFA will stop dynamic pricing? And does that include resale markets? Well, I don't think they're going to stop dynamic pricing, chat. They're making too much money right now. Why would they stop making money? Like, we already saw how corrupt they are by making up a Temu Peace Prize for a bum ass in the White House. So why would they do that, you know? Hoping they give Croatia-England game to Dallas. I think that would be a fantastic game in Dallas. Oof, that would be a fantastic game. It would also help them out, too, because since it would be indoor, they wouldn't have to sweat it out as much. That's true. They wouldn't have to sweat it out as much. So, yeah. Yo comento eso de Portugal por un periodista que está en WSH y por los ensayos de la FIFA. Sí, es posible, ¿no? Yo no digo que no, pero vamos a ver. Porque sí sería genial que Guadalajara tendría uno de México pues, y Portugal, pues quedaría genial con los 4 partidos que tiene. Que 2 sean de Bombo 1, pues genial. Okay. So they're going to make this long, aren't they? They're going to explain how the match schedule was created. I guess Infantino's going to explain it. All right. There's that goofy Tino. There he is. That's probably why I'm not getting tickets too. I'm probably calling him Goofy Tino too much. He probably don't like that nickname. They are in DC. Okay. Yeah, there's seats on the stage. Yeah, they're going to talk a lot. Yeah, it looks like they're going to talk a lot, man. Like, all right, strap in. I might as well get myself a sandwich ready to go. Dallas, bro, we can hold 94K for England, Croatia. Yeah, that would be a game that would sell. That would more than likely be sold out for sure. I have tickets for MCC5 at Houston. Hope it's Spain, Uruguay. I don't want Cabo Verde versus Saudi. That's why those RTBs were. That was the risk. That was the risk. You were gonna get those matchups. Man, that Cabo Verde Saudi Arabia game. I mean, it's gonna be packed by casuals, right? Like it would have to be packed by casuals like you and I, right? Like we're not cheering for any of those teams, or maybe we're cheering for Cabo Verde. You know what? I'll cheer for Cabo Verde against Saudi. Why not? There's a rumor that the final goes to Dallas and not to New York City. No, 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 no. New York has the final. That is confirmed. That is not going to change at any point. Okay, that's not going to change at any point. Hold on, I'm gonna go right. I'm gonna go live right quick on Instagram just to push people over here. Let's go switch over. All right. I need some good games in LA other than the US first game. I mean, LA will probably get another game or two. So yeah, I'm gonna go quickly on Instagram and I'm gonna go quickly on TikTok so now we can keep pushing people over here. Uh, yeah, no, yesterday yesterday's thing was too long. Like seriously, for Boston here, I really hope we get France game here. Yeah, 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 yeah. Why not? Why not? Hey, Instagram. Wanted to hop in right quick. We're doing a live stream on YouTube. If y'all want to join me on YouTube, that would be great. We're watching the FIFA World Cup schedule announcement. So I'm not gonna stay on Instagram here for too long. I'm gonna keep it for 5 minutes. I want all of you to go to YouTube. Okay, we're live right now on YouTube. As Infantino talks again, they got a bunch of seats up there. I am concerned this is gonna take a long time. That was the most cringe 3 hours I've ever sat through. I'm sure it was, and that's why you watch my live stream. So that's why you want to join me right now on YouTube. Okay, so everyone here on Instagram, join me on YouTube. All right, we're gonna keep it at Travel Football Fan. It's the same thing at Travel Football Fan. Fine, leave me like everyone else in booking flights to New York. Dale para Ecuador. Otras 3 horas, bro. I hope not. No joda. I can't stand another 3 hours, bro. I got an interview with Australia in at 2:30. I can't do this shit, bro. Yeah, long night. No, yeah, it was long. Well, it's like, yeah. LA kind of got screwed. The USA games likely Belgium. Yeah, tired of seeing the president of FIFA. Yo, everyone's tired of seeing that bum, bro. Bro, they love to talk, bro. But look, that's how they were building the schedule. What hotel is that? I'm trying to figure out. No, they probably did it in. Yeah, River Pavilion. They did it at the Kennedy Center. All that stuff was being done at the Kennedy Center, folks. Okay, all that decision making. They did the draw, and then they went back upstairs, and that's how they were doing the schedule. Yeah, because that's the River Pavilion. That's the Potomac River right there. Do you think they're gonna move any teams out of a group? No, 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 no. They're not moving any teams. Okay. The draw was not rigged for Argentina. I think it would have been rigged for Argentina if it was in Group H. All right. So again, hi everyone on Instagram. Again, I am doing live stream on YouTube right now. So join me on YouTube, please. Go to YouTube, join me there. We're not gonna be on here on Instagram for too long. So go. Yes, FIFA's doing the scheduling on their YouTube channel. So I have the YouTube channel on my TV, but we're gonna be talking about it here on my live stream. Okay. Hey, how's the baby? Baby's doing great. Baby's doing great. What matchup? Anyone? Oh, Colombia is what I'm looking forward to. I heard South Korea got screwed in the draw because they won the games in the West Coast. They still got Mexico. I think that's fine for them, honestly. El consultation puede ser para saber qué tipo de hospitality comprar si quieres, pero yo no te vendo el hospitality, obviamente, ¿no? Pero podemos discutir las opciones de hospitality que hay, cuál sería de pronto el mejor para ti, antes que tú hables con un agente de on location, ¿no? Okay. Send the YouTube link. I can't. Hold on a second. Is it even going to work if I send the YouTube link through here? Just go to youtube.com and then just search Travel Football Fan. I'm live right now. Who's playing in Miami? I don't know. We're going to find out right now. So, Instagram, join me on YouTube at Travel Football Fan. It's the same name. I'll see you there, all right? Thank you so much, chat. Okay. Yo, they do not need to bring all these people. This is wild. They do not need to bring. They do know that the MLS Cup Finals on today, right? They do know that, right? Like, yo, like they know that, right? That is wild, bro. All right, let's go TikTok right quick. This is gonna take 4 hours, bro. I hope it better not take 4 hours, bro. I swear to God, this better not take 4 hours. Like they should have just dropped it on the website. Just be like, here, like take a look at it, right? How is Scotland gonna do in their group? Jesus Christ, they like I don't think they make it. I mean, if they make it out, they'll have to. That the winner of Scotland Haiti maybe gets 3 points, but that's it. I don't know how they're gonna get results against Morocco and Brazil. Um, Here comes the grandpas. Yes, but LA has a higher South Korean population. No, I agree, but they can always travel to Mexico, right? It's right there, rather, quite frankly. I'm about to turn this off. Well, don't turn off my live stream. I mean, you might want to turn off the YouTube. I have to watch it because, I have to talk about the schedule. Do we have to register interest again for the new phase? Yes, phase 3, you have to start on December 11. At me when this thing actually starts. Bro, they're going to talk. They're going to talk. Why? Why are they going to talk? Just give us the schedule. Listening while on my way to Chase Stadium. Dale. Look, listen. If Miami wins, I'm happy for my city. But I am a Sounders fan, so I can't cheer too hard for Inter Miami. Have they announced with the Japan? No, this is supposed to be the announcement, but they're talking right now. They talking. Hey, TikTok, how you doing? Listen, I'm hosting a live stream right now on my YouTube channel, so go hop on to my YouTube channel and join us there for the live stream. Okay. Bumpatino ready to give another made-up award for creating the schedule. What a bum, bro. Can Colombia go to Philly? No, they're in Group K, I believe it is. There's no games in Philadelphia. All right, there's no games in Philadelphia. So, yeah, we will have to go south. All right. I know, Lalas is there, bro. This is Ronaldo, Stoichkov, Totti, and Alexi Lalas, bro. This is just bad. This is just bad. Can you just reveal the schedule already, bro? Let's go Seahawks. Just reveal the schedule. I have this schedule that was from before, but why? Oh my God! Now let's see. We do not need to give more glazing. Like honestly, stop with the glazing already. Jesus Christ! This is terrible, bro. Meanwhile, so there's some updated scores from the Arab Cup. So today, Jordan beat Kuwait 3-1. Algeria beat Bahrain 5-1. UAE and Egypt played later on today, and right now Sudan is tying Iraq 0-0. In case y'all were interested in the Arab Cup. We'd like to go see the Arab Cup one of these days. I think that'd be cool. Hey, TikTok, how you doing? Listen, we're hosting a YouTube live stream, so you want to go ahead and join me on the YouTube live stream. I know they're talking shit right now. I can't control them, okay? But they're supposed to reveal the schedule. Well, they're supposed to reveal it at 12, but now it looks like they got a whole ton panel of people to talk the schedule. Like, for the most boring of people, it looks like. So, yeah, they yapping. They're going to reveal this shit piecemeal in the next 30 minutes? Fucking hell, bro. Like, this is impossible, bro. Okay, they're going to reveal the key matches at least, all right? All right, chat, Instagram. TikTok. Join me on the YouTube live stream, okay? Go to YouTube. You will see me there. Let's talk about the schedule on YouTube. So thank you so much, TikTok. All right, let's go. Let's go. YouTube. Go to YouTube. All right. I mean, look, man, it is crazy. Now, the opening game of the World Cup will be again South Africa, Mexico, which is crazy. I think that is pretty nuts. That is pretty nuts. Here we go. Okay. So Atlanta will have South Africa, Mexico will have Korea Republic and Guadalajara, and then Monterrey will have South Africa versus Korea Republic. All right, so that's Group A. Mexico, South Africa, and Mexico City. Korea Republic against the European playoff in Guadalajara. Playoff Europe versus South Africa, Atlanta. Mexico versus Korea Republic in Guadalajara. And then South Africa versus Korea Republic in Monterrey. And then Mexico will play the playoff of Europe in Mexico City. That is Group A, ladies and gentlemen. That is Group A, okay? Yes, my baby's crying right now, but, I'm just following her on the monitor, so, yeah. Let me go ahead and move the mic out of the way there. Sorry, folks. Trying to do both dad duties and everything, but just got the monitor right here. But thank you. I heard Copa America will be in the USA again in 2028. Man, I hope not. Because If it's again in the United States, I think it's gonna start losing some of its luster. You know, like the whole premise of it is for folks to go to South America, go and enjoy the experience down there. Not that it has to be so corporatized, in my honest opinion. All right. Are the list of games in the cities not real then? Do we know any games yet? There's no time zone listed. Well, we'll have to wait and see. No times listed right now, so I'm guessing they're gonna drop the times later. Okay, so Group B, Canada will play the playoff of Europe as the home opener in Toronto. Qatar, Switzerland, and San Francisco. Switzerland will play the European playoff in Los Angeles. Canada will play Qatar and Vancouver for match day 2. Match day 3, Switzerland versus Canada. And then in Seattle, the European playoff winner versus Qatar. So Canada has to win their 2 opening games to then reach that final third game against Switzerland as like, hey, we're figuring out what first place is. All right. Okay, and actually, I think they just dropped it on the website. Hold on. Did they just drop the schedule? Hold on. They might have just dropped the schedule here on the. Yeah, did they? No. Hold on. But that's not the full schedule. What the hell? That's the same one we've had before. Okay, they released the list here by date, but they did not release it the matches. All right, FIFA, like you are really doing us not a favor at all. Right now, not doing us any sort of favors right now. Because yeah, they're not doing us any real favors right now. Because this should have been filled out by FIFA, but they're not. Okay, time is listed on the left, but is it Eastern time or local time? It's probably gonna be Eastern time. It's probably gonna be Eastern time, chat. They're talking right now, but now they're beginning to reveal the schedule. They're gonna reveal the schedule. So yeah, this is crazy. The Scotland Brazil thing is crazy. That Scotland and Brazil have been in the same group 5 times. That is crazy to me. That is absolute nuts. You saw it on the CONCACAF Instagram. Okay, so here we go. So Brazil, Morocco, New York. Wow, that is a game. Brazil, Morocco in New York, New Jersey. Wow, that is a game. And then Scotland, Morocco, and Boston. Wow. Wow. Brazil, Haiti, Philadelphia. And then Miami, Scotland, Brazil, and Miami? No, but they didn't put any of the Haiti games in Miami? That's disappointing. I think the Haitians would have loved a game in Miami. Yeah, Morocco, Haiti in Atlanta, Scotland, Brazil, Miami. I think they're doing a disservice to the Haitians. The Haitians should have gotten a game in Miami. I think that would have been fantastic. You would have seen a very different side of Miami come out for that game. So I'm disappointed in that. You could have easily put Brazil, Scotland in Atlanta, and the Brazilian fans could still travel. But for the Haitians, I think that's I think that's not great. I don't like that. I want my city. There's Haitians. There's a bunch of Haitians living in Miami. It's like one of the largest immigrant groups there in Miami. You know. But yeah, I mean that Brazil-Morocco game, New York City. Jeez, that is. Who has the home field advantage there? That is a marquee game. I don't think we have any surprises for Group D, right? Because we kind of knew more or less how the draw was gonna fall in. Yeah. Yeah, this is totally a West Coast group, so we know this. Yeah. Correct. So Paraguay, Australia, and San Francisco for match day 3. The European playoff against Paraguay and San Francisco match day 2, and then Australia European playoff in Vancouver match day 1. So this group we knew. We knew about Group D. That's not a surprise there. Midnight game for Paraguay. Wow, that one's a midnight? Yeah, it's a midnight game. Yeah, because it'd be 9 p.m. local time. Yeah. So those times are definitely Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, I understand. You know, I understand that they're trying to put the bigger games in the bigger stadiums, and I think this is in common to Haiti, but the Haitians would have, trust me, the Haitians would have been showing up. You know? Yeah, and I mean, look, Alexi Lalas is right there. I mean, West Coast is gonna have the better weather of this tournament compared to everything everywhere else. So yeah, so San Francisco getting screwed so far. Wait. San Francisco's probably gonna get some of the better like the games in the later groups. Okay, we knew that these first couple of groups were not really focusing too much on what on the West Coast. So if we pop up here this screen instead, here we go. So Houston, Germany, Curaçao, Cote d'Ivoire, Ecuador, and Philadelphia. Okay, Cote d'Ivoire, Ecuador, and Philadelphia. Germany, Cote d'Ivoire, and Toronto, Ecuador, Curaçao, Kansas City. So I know my boy Ecuador is gonna be really happy about that. And then Ecuador, Germany, and New York, New Jersey. So that's gonna be a big game. That's a really big game for this area too. I'm paying attention to the New York ones because I think that's gonna be some of the bigger ones there. Um, yeah, I think that's a good spread of those games. Okay. I'm gonna right now. Sorry if my video looks a little weird right now. I'm just trying to reorganize and reorient the screen here. So I'm just popping up right now just how the groups are organized by city. I know I gotta type in the teams there in a minute. So just as you're watching the YouTube stream going on, we'll go do that. So no, I think this is a good group. So yeah, so this is what Germany. This is was Ecuador? Yeah, Ecuador was a pot too, right? Ivory Coast and Curacao. Yeah. So those are the teams right there in that group. Obviously, I'll post up the full schedule once they fully release it on FIFA.com, which I'm assuming should be right after this draw. So yeah. I think that Ecuador Germany game is gonna be a very interesting one for the New York, New Jersey area for sure. Um, oh, I missed the time for the inaugural. I think they said we're gonna do a noon kickoff in Azteca, right? Local time. Yeah, San Francisco isn't as warm as you think. No, it's not as warm as you think, but compared to the other cities, it's gonna be nice. There you go. Yeah, they just confirmed that the times being shown are Eastern time. That makes sense. Okay, so Group F, we have Netherlands, Japan, and Dallas. I think that's a great game. Tunisia will play the European playoff in Monterrey. The Netherlands European playoff in Houston. Tunisia, Japan, and Monterrey. So Monterrey will get a Japan game and a Tunisia game and a European team. And then Japan will play the European playoff in Dallas, and then Tunisia will play the Netherlands in Kansas City. That's Group F. Wow. So hold on. So Group F. So that means Monterrey so far does not have a top 19 there because they weren't given the top 9 teams. So that must mean, well, then that means that Monterrey is not getting a top 9 team. That's interesting. That is a very interesting development. I'm gonna have to check in with my folks in Monterrey because then the only other group game they get is Group A, and they're not getting a Mexico game. And so then that means Monterrey is not getting a top 9 team. Granted, they would get the knockout, the round of 32 knockout match between the winner of Group F versus the second place of Group C, which could be Morocco, which could be Brazil, and then F I think was the Netherlands. So maybe that's where they get the top 9 team. But yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised. I'm kind of surprised because no, Monterrey was saying that they were gonna get a top 9 team. So I'm very surprised that ended up happening for them. So we'll have to check in with them afterwards. Japan going to Dallas, Monterrey, then back to Dallas. That's very easy travel there for the Japanese contingent. I got M12 and I was hoping to get an okay game in Monterrey. I mean, Japan's still going to be good, but like I'm actually quite surprised that they did not get a Netherlands game. I thought they were going to get a Netherlands game. Wow, I'm actually very surprised because I think I saw the Monterrey Instagram post that they were anticipating the Dutch fans to come through. If I'm not mistaken, maybe they took that down. Maybe they took it down after they realized what the schedule was. But that's what I thought. Yeah, see, they in their stories. Well, I mean, it was not Monterrey exactly, but someone else, basically put it on their Instagram stories and they retweeted it. So I think there might be surprise. I think there might be some controversy going on there. I think they're going to be very, very, very. Something must have happened there. Something happened. So Los Angeles is going to get Iran, New Zealand. Seattle's going to get Belgium, Egypt. Then Los Angeles, Belgium, Iran. Vancouver, New Zealand, Egypt. Seattle gets Egypt, Iran. And then Vancouver gets New Zealand, Belgium. I think Group G is kind of maybe the sleepy group, in my honest opinion. It's not really a group that necessarily entertains. Granted, I mean, or maybe just no one's going to really be paying too much attention to it. I don't know. Right now on my screen, I have the schedule grid that's not completely filled out just yet, which is the same thing that FIFA.com has over here. They have the same, schedule grid, but they have not filled it in. So I'm going to be waiting for the schedule grid that is completely filled in and post that on my website afterwards, because I mean that's the one that we're really looking for. Yeah, I mean if they qualify as first, they still go. Yeah, Monterrey was celebrating about getting Netherlands, but I guess not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Monterrey Instagram was just thinking they were gonna get the Netherlands, but they are not. Here we go. Group H: Spain, Cabo Verde, and Atlanta. Saudi Arabia, Uruguay, and Miami. They put Uruguay and Miami, Spain in Atlanta. So that's what happened with Group H. So for all the talk about Argentina getting the Group H Miami home games, it ends up being their arch rivals, Uruguay. And then Houston will get Cabo Verde, Saudi Arabia. Uruguay, Spain will play in Guadalajara. Wow, that is a wow. Wow, Guadalajara with the surprise game there. That is a surprise game there. Spain, Uruguay will play in Guadalajara. Spain, Uruguay is going to play in Guadalajara. That is insane. Spain and Atlanta twice, and Uruguay and Miami twice. I think that is going to be a storyline. If both of these teams make a deep run in this tournament, is that going to be a storyline where they get to play back to back? They don't need to travel between match day 1 and match day 2. The fan bases are basically going to camp in Atlanta. So Spain, if you're a fan of Spain, you have a whole week in Atlanta. If you're a fan of Uruguay, you have a full week in Miami. And then both of y'all are going to go to Guadalajara for your third match day game. Yes, the times are being released as they're going through, but you're gonna show that in a bit. Wow, that is crazy. Again, I think there's some controversy right now. I think there's some controversy with the Monterrey, with the Monterrey selection. I mean, something weird definitely happened, and I think that yeah, something weird happened because they were anticipating to get the Netherlands game. So unless they messed up, we'll have to see. Saudi Arabia versus Cabo Verde and Houston, ripped to those who splurged money for that game. That was the risk of the RTBs, mi gente. That was the risk of the RTBs. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, and there might be some controversy here. Monterrey, no top 9 team. They would get the knockout round, so maybe that's where they got the benefit. New York, New Jersey will have France, Senegal. Boston will have the Norway and Intercontinental Playoff. Philly will have France Intercontinental Playoff. Norway, Senegal, New Jersey. So Senegal, another team that's going to be able to camp in New York. Norway, France is in Boston for match day 3 of Group I. Senegal will play the Intercontinental Playoff in Toronto. So Norway, France in Boston. That's a pretty good game. That's a pretty good game. I bought Cat 1 in Houston for Group H. Oh my God. France in Boston, New York getting blessed. New York is getting a lot of good games. I mean, France, Senegal, and Norway, Senegal is going to feed families. That is going to be very good games right there. Monterrey, no top 9 team. Wow. Except knockout, maybe? No, this is fantastic. It's Colombia, Portugal. He said we're gonna wait and see. Colombia's coming up right now. I'm gonna be paying attention for those Colombia games. No, New York is getting some great games right now. Senegal does not have to travel. So if you're a fan of Senegal, you do not have to travel between match day 1 and 2. You get to stay in New York. Gotta try my way to France, Senegal. Yeah, yeah. Come on, Phil. So now, Argentina will play Algeria in Kansas City. Austria will play Jordan in San Francisco. Then Argentina plays Austria in Dallas. Jordan plays Algeria in San Francisco. Then Kansas City gets Algeria, Austria. Jordan will play Argentina in Dallas. I'm going to have to agree with that comment that San Francisco is not getting any good games right now. There's still Group K and Group L, but which is the marquee game for San Francisco? I don't know what's the marquee game for San Francisco. They have not gotten a marquee game in San Francisco. Again, unless their marquee games are supposed to be the knockout rounds, which it could be the winner of Group D, which could be United States against a third place team. Yeah, they had Group B, Group J, Group D. I think San Francisco got screwed. No marquee games for San Francisco. That is insane. I mean, can we also say Seattle got a USA game at least? Is this how Trump screwed up San Francisco and Seattle? I'm gonna speculate. Is this how Trump screwed up San Francisco and Seattle? Or screwed over? Yes, thank you. Right? Here we go. Group J. Yeah, Group J is already there. Is this how Trump screwed over San Francisco and Seattle? No marquee games except US. Seattle gets USA v Australia on Juneteenth. That would be their marquee game, but I don't know. I don't know. No Argentina and San Francisco. They were doing that after the draw yesterday at the Kennedy Center. They were like having like workshops and everything.
Oh, then
Yeah.
yeah. So it's not random. Like
No.
the matches.
No. Like for example, New York got Brazil, Morocco. They got Ecuador, Germany. They got Senegal, France. Yeah, those are good teams. Those are really good teams.
So the sanctuary cities.
Yeah, right. Boston did get France, Norway, which is pretty. That's a pretty good game. But so far, San Francisco, Seattle, I would say, are in Monterrey not getting a top 9 team. You know, again, Monterrey was expecting the Netherlands. Again, they have the knockout game, which is the first place of group. What was it? First place of group Group F. So yeah, we have to wait. I don't know who are they clapping for. I have no idea. This is totally random. This is totally random. Are we doing more Make-A-Wish situations, bro? Like, we just did one yesterday for the White House dude. So I don't know. Let's go Argentina and Dallas. I mean, that was kind of expected there at that point, right? That they're going to land in that group. Dallas is getting blessed too. Netherlands, Japan, Argentina twice, and hopefully England, Croatia. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see on England, Croatia. Portugal is coming up next. Colombia. The Colombia-Portugal game. We're going to see. What's the knockout game in Seattle? So the knockout game in Seattle is first place of Group G versus a third place team. What is Group G? I'm like losing track of Group G. Yeah, first place of Group G. So whoever's first place of Group G will play a knockout game in Seattle versus a third place team. All right, Group K is Colombia. Oh, no. Yeah, it does, right? Yeah. Uzbekistan, Colombia, Mexico City. Mexico City, mi amor. We're going to Mexico City. I know fuimos. Colombia's going to play in Guadalajara. We're playing 2 games in Miami. Colombia, Portugal, Miami. Oh, my goodness. Oh, man, we going to the 305 chat. We going back home, chat. Colombia, Portugal, Miami. Colombia is going to play in Guadalajara, bro. Wow. And wow, they they went through that one quick. Wow. Colombia, bro. Yeah, actually, Philadelphia. Do they have any marquee games? I think Philadelphia has some marquee games. I am surprised at Colombia because we're playing at Azteca and we're playing in Akron, and then we're playing Portugal in Miami. That is insane. All right, here we go. Dallas. Yep, Dallas got England, Croatia. Ghana gets Panama and Toronto. Then England, Ghana, Boston. Panama, Croatia, Toronto. Then Panama, England in New York, New Jersey. Oh, sorry, P. You okay, Mimon? Yes, she's okay. All right. And then Croatia, Ghana in Philadelphia. So Philadelphia got some good games too. Croatia, Ghana is a pretty good game, I would say. Yeah, Panama just got screwed again with their group, man. Hmm?
Where's your camera pointed?
This way, right here, right here. Dallas got all the good games. Dallas did get very good games. Yes. Is Colombia coming to Houston? No. So this confirms it. Colombia va a jugar en Ciudad de México contra Uzbekistán. Colombia va a jugar contra el equipo del playoff intercontinental en Guadalajara, el segundo partido. Colombia juega contra Portugal en Miami para el tercer partido. Dallas is the big winner here. I think so. I think Dallas is the big winner. I think this is how they repay Jerry Jones for not getting the final. I think that's what it is. They repay Jerry Jones for not getting the final by giving him a ton of marquee games. Argentina, England, Croatia. I'll have to look through the list again, but it does look like Dallas is the big winner. I will have to say the biggest losers so far, unfortunately, Monterrey did not get a top 9 team, except if that top 9 team makes it in the knockout round, then they do host that knockout round game. San Francisco, no marquee games. I can't recall any marquee games happening in San Francisco. Seattle gets USA Australia, but that's about as the marquee game they get. Unless I miss something for Seattle. I'm speculating interference by the White House on San Francisco and Seattle. I think this is how they are going to make sure that these two cities do not benefit economically from this World Cup by giving them shitty games. Is the way I would describe it. Okay? Or at least that's how the White House would describe it. Okay? Dallas definitely big winner. Houston got Germany and 2 Portugal games. That is very good for Houston. I agree. That is very good for Houston. Remember, most of these cities got between 3 to 5 group stage games. So the number that you would say was a good game or a top marquee team game number of games is 2. I'm hype, bro. Just ran around my living room. Why, Fernando? Tell me which game you got, Fernando. Knockout Seattle will likely be Belgium. That's just decent. 5 p.m. Eastern time. That's traffic. What are y'all doing? You put the Bronx game at 5 p.m. Oh my God, we're gonna be sweating in New York again for the final. We whip. Drink up water. A tomar agüita, papi. A tomar agüita, papi. The final's gonna be at 3 o'clock and hey, calor de Nueva York or the New Jersey. I should be serious. I think San Francisco got screwed. Can anyone tell me a marquee game in San Francisco? I think I am going to speculate Trump interfered in this process. He said, I do not want these two cities to get marquee games because crime or anything like that. And then, of course, that dissuades people from going to these cities and not have top tier teams there. Obviously, my advice would be like, screw whatever that man says. Go to these cities. Seattle's a beautiful city. Go enjoy the weather there. Go enjoy the nature there. San Francisco, I've never been. I would love to go see San Francisco. I've never been to San Francisco in my life, so I would definitely go. LA got screwed as well. I mean, they do have 2 USA games. So in FIFA's eyes, they don't see LA as getting screwed if they host the USA twice. They're hosting the host nation twice. So I wouldn't call it screwed. FIFA would definitely not call it screwed. You might.
They need to practice for the Olympics.
And also, LA is practicing for the Olympics too. If anything, I've heard LA is more focused on the Olympics than the World Cup, which is then why did y'all bid for the World Cup, right? I mean, that kind of doesn't make sense, but it is what it is. The West Coast got robbed. It looks, I mean, again, you have USA and Canada. So Vancouver's happy because they got 2 Canada games. My dream was to see Portugal, and those are the tickets I got in Houston. Praise Jesus. Praise Allah. Praise all the gods and goddesses out there in the world. My man, good job. You hit the lottery in that sense. Boston got France, Norway. and England Ghana. It's not bad. Those are two good games. Those are two good games, plus two Scotland games and another Norway game. I think Boston did well. I think that's gonna hit the demographic that's up there. Trump definitely wrecked the West Coast. I think so. I think this. I think the story here is he he interfered with the type of games that were going to happen in San Francisco and Seattle.
He was calling for all games to be removed.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
was the best happy medium.
The happy medium, right? Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. He wanted all the games removed for San Francisco and Seattle.
He knew they couldn't do that.
They couldn't do that. So then the next best thing is, okay, we'll just give those two cities the quote unquote crappy games. I'm actually gonna I will make this speculative reporting on that, and I'm willing to stand by my reporting on that based on the fact of the number of games that are in both of those cities. That are they gonna bring the fans? Are they gonna bring the tourism and the numbers? No, I really do think San Francisco and Seattle must be looking at this match schedule and saying to themselves, "Holy crap, we got bulldozed by the White House." There's no way to there's no other way to describe it. Monterrey was supposed to get also a game of the Netherlands. They were supposed to get the Netherlands game. That did not happen. Okay, I think there could have been at least one marquee game that could have been given to both of these cities, each one at least. But the fact that that did not happen, to talk about rigged, talk about conspiracy. That's the conspiracy right there. That is the conspiracy right there. Saying that they're playing in San Francisco is a 54-minute stretch. That's also fair, considering that the games are in Santa Clara. I got England, Croatia, and Dallas. Well, there you go. They also wanted to please the Dallas owner for taking the final away from Dallas. Yeah, so that's why Dallas is the big winner. I would say Dallas and New York are the biggest winners. I mean, New York, they already have the final, and then yet they still get amazing group stage games. Dallas is definitely the biggest winner. They got one or two Argentina games. They got England, Croatia. Yeah, Dallas for sure, big winner. They got Japan, which is another really good team to have.
Good thing Mom Donnie went to the White House 2 weeks ago.
Maybe that's why Mom Donnie went to the White House. He's like, hey yo, Donnie, listen, I know you don't like me. I'm this, but business move is business, right?
Donnie and Donnie.
Maybe that's why he went there. And it's like, yo, let's talk business for 2 seconds. I know you don't like me, and I know you don't like what I stand for, but you like money, and we want New York City to be good. Boppy, we gotta make a deal. And so New York benefits from these games. And it doesn't look like Seattle and San Francisco did that sort of thing. I'm not saying that the Mandani went to Trump to like praise him or anything like that. No, I think Mandani went with leverage of, hey, I just won this election. I got power in New York City. We can either make this happen or not make this happen. So there's a difference in how you approach that. Ecuador, I was thinking about you, bro. You got your Ecuador game in Kansas City. How you must be feeling en las nubes de los Andes, bro. Me imagino. You got Morocco versus Scotland and Boston. Very happy. That's a good game. That's going to be a very good game. I mean, you expect Morocco to win that game against Scotland, but, I mean, the Scots are always going to be a vibe, to say the least. Seattle's a soccer city, and we're going to be on fire. Listen, yep. Seattle, exactly. At the end of the day, Seattle has a soccer culture that all the watch parties that I hope people, when they see the schedule of the games, they see, oh, it's not really a marquee game. Seattle will show up for those games regardless. They will support those games. These are teams that people don't see every day. I think Egypt, Iran is going to play in Seattle. I mean, that's still Mohamed Salah as the marquee for Egypt. I don't know if Taremi got paid for Iran. I'm actually going to interview. Actually, let me break this story right now. I'm going to interview Efrain Hosseini, the Iranian journalist based in Dubai that is the beat writer for the Iranian national team. We're going to try to set up an interview for sometime in January to discuss all the teams from that region, from Iran, Uzbekistan, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and he's going to give me his takes on those teams, especially para los colombianos. If you want to know more about Uzbekistan, I'll be sure to ask him some questions. So, look, Seattle's going to show up for those games, but in terms of tourism dollars, there had to have been some interference by the White House. There's just no way. There's no way San Francisco or Seattle do not get marquee teams. You got Senegal, France, Ecuador. You went crazy. I imagine, bro. Is it Brazil, Morocco at MetLife June 13th? I think it is. I mean, Brazil, Morocco. Jesus, at MetLife, that is an amazing game for the group stage. Um, when are we buying tickets? Well, again, Phase 3 begins on December 11th. You have to apply for those tickets. Okay, so we're all applying again. Your brother lives in Seattle. Oh, fantastic. I mean, then that means you're good to go. I got Brazil, Morocco, New York City, Japan, Netherlands, and Dallas. I mean, like those two cities won. I want to see Spain, Argentina. Can we change tickets? I mean, I don't have any tickets, but I'm assuming you're talking to other folks here. I'm trying to find the schedule. I have the FIFA page up. I don't think they've dropped the full schedule just yet. I don't think they've dropped the full schedule. I will link that to my website, travelfootballfan.com, once the full schedule is made available. But it doesn't. I mean, so far, no schedule with the time. So as soon as we get that, it will be linked on my website, travelfootballfan.com, and then you'll be able to check it out there. Belgium versus Egypt in Seattle. Is that one of the games in Seattle? Because then that might be the marquee game. But again, in terms of raw numbers, right? Belgium is a small European country. It might not compare to like an England, even Croatia. Granted, Croatia is another small country, but they travel. I don't know. Maybe I'm underestimating Belgium. Maybe I'm underestimating the Egyptian support, perhaps, because as we saw during the Club World Cup, Al Ali traveled. They traveled. So maybe all the Egyptians in the United States and in Canada will meet up in Seattle and will support the Egyptians. So I think the challenge for these two cities, for San Francisco and Seattle, is you got screwed over, possibly politically, by the White House on the selection of these games. How do you turn around and say, all right, good one, White House, good one. We're gonna turn it around and make it about, hey, those countries, welcome to our cities. We're a welcoming society. We want to have you here. We're gonna have a great all good time. That's gonna be their challenge now. All right. So yeah, they're just gonna have to make the best use of it. Hope round of 32 and round of 16 games in Seattle are good. Now that might be the other part. That if the tournament plays out the way it's supposed to be, those knockout games could be a good end for Seattle and for San Francisco. But again, it's all gonna depend on how now the tourism boards of those cities make do with what they got. You know, they cannot push back anymore, and that is that. Colombia en Miami for real. Sí, parce. Colombia va a jugar en Miami. No joda. Y contra Portugal, papi. As much as I don't like Hard Rock Stadium, as much as I've criticized the Miami World Cup host committee for not providing a public transportation plan that they might never provide at this point, I might have to walk to Hard Rock Stadium, babe. Soy de Miami. ¿Cómo no voy a poder ir al partido de Colombia, mi amor?
The baby on your shoulders.
El bebé me va a tocar aquí encimita. I'm gonna have to give her a big umbrella with some air vents or something porque en ese calor, no sé, mi amor. We're gonna have to figure out how to do Colombia Portugal, pero también Colombia va a jugar dos partidos en México, ¿no? They're playing Uzbekistan in Mexico City. O sea, el Azteca va a estar lleno de colombianos. El Azteca va a estar lleno de colombianos, no joda. Y luego we're gonna play the playoff team en Guadalajara, en el Akron, que yo nunca he ido al Akron. Imagínate. No, 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 no. Sería genial. Yes, I'm live streaming on YouTube, yes. MetLife has a banger of an opening. Brazil, Morocco. No, that is a fantastic game.
Is MetLife in New York or New Jersey?
It's in New Jersey, technically. But, you know, New York, New Jersey, the New Jerseyans are mad at me because I keep saying New York. That New York is... I know. Look, man, I can't pronounce East Rutherford all the time. Rutherford. That, like, jeez. The TH. La F. What do you think about Group K Colombia matches in Portugal? I think Colombia is going to be a sellout fast. Yes, Colombia-Portugal se va a vender rapidito because it's in Miami. Olvídese. Ese partido está en Miami. Los colombianos todos en la Florida se van a comprar ese partido facilito, fácil. Entonces, what I do like... Lo que sí me gusta, I'm going to search the Spanish for 2 seconds para mi audiencia colombiana que de pronto está en sintonía. Lo que sí me gustó para Colombia es que, como hemos tenido tanto problema con este gobierno de los Estados Unidos, ¿no? Con el hecho de las visas y toda esa vaina, que pues los colombianos en Colombia van a poder viajar a México y ver 2 partidos de su selección en México, en la Azteca y en el Akron. O sea, yo creo que en ese sentido, genial, porque entonces luego cambia, Colombia va a Miami, jugar contra Portugal, ojalá ganamos los dos partidos en México, vamos a la próxima ronda y ya entonces ya los colombianos que estamos aquí en los Estados Unidos, como yo, pues ya tenemos, o sea, el acceso para esos partidos ya será más fácil, ¿no? Pues porque entonces para los colombianos que viven en Colombia ya, pues, o sea, van a tener más complicaciones de entrar a los Estados Unidos. Entonces, como que para los colombianos en casa, ¿no? Allá en la tierra madre de nosotros, yo creo que este sorteo, esta combinación de partidos les salió bien, porque entonces ustedes van a poder ir a dos partidos en México. Obviamente ustedes van a querer ver si Colombia llega a los cuartos de final, a la semifinal, ojalá, pues obviamente van a querer viajar a los Estados Unidos, pero entiendo que la situación política entre los dos países no va a dejar que los colombianos en Colombia va a poder hacer a las visas, bueno, ni a las visas, a las citas para poder entrevistar a las visas en una manera con suficiente tiempo para procesar todo ese papelero. Entonces, me gustó. Me gustó que Colombia juega los dos primeros partidos contra supuestamente equipos no tan buenos, no, con respecto a Uzbekistán y el equipo del playoff que le va a tocar en Guadalajara, con respecto, pero Colombia es favorito en esos dos primeros partidos, llega a los 6 puntos y juega el primer puesto contra Portugal. Yo creo que eso, digamos, cualquier comentarista en Colombia, en los Estados Unidos, diría lo mismo. En cualquier parte del mundo, diría lo mismo. Bueno, ese es mi punto en español. Para los colombianos, yo creo que le salió perfecto para Colombia. All right. I'm in Vancouver and praying to see Portugal in the round of 16. They need to win their group and make it that far. It could be Colombia. Y'all are assuming Portugal is going to walk over Colombia now. Hold on now. That could be Colombia, which then would be terrible in terms of travel, right? Either way, because then you're going to make. Is that true? Vancouver. No, wait. Vancouver's 1B. It would not be Portugal. No, that's what I was saying. Like, wait a minute. That can't be right. That's Canada. Vancouver doesn't get that. Round of 16? Let me see. Winner of 85, which would be Canada, versus the winner of 87. Let me zoom in here. I don't think that makes sense, respectfully, but I might be wrong. Yeah, no, that doesn't make sense. It would be 1K. 1K. Yeah, Group K, right? Colombia's Group K. Oh, so it could be because then from Miami, the winner of that Group K, will go to Kansas City and then to Vancouver. Oof, that's a lot of travel. That'll be round of 16. That could be Colombia. So Colombia could go Kansas City, Vancouver, and then back around. Dang, that's not going to help them out too much. All right. West Coast has very boring games. Okay. Can someone please tap out the West Coast games because I do not have the full schedule right now, unfortunately. All right. Most seats per group pair. Not the White House. I don't know what that is. There are a lot of Colombians in Mexico. Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of. Claro, los dos países somos países primos en ese sentido. Gabriel Garcia Marquez lived in Mexico for decades, writing his famous works. I have Morocco versus Haiti. That's a good game. I mean, look, don't the Haitians are gonna bring the vibes, all right? They're gonna bring the vibes. Argentina got the best modern stadium, Dallas, because I don't know if you have seen the big screen they have. They have the big screen, but they have that big ass window that they don't even put a curtain on for the NFL games. Morocco versus Haiti. I mean, I think y'all is sleeping on the vibes that the Haitians are gonna bring, and the Moroccans for that matter. Yeah, I will have to wait and see what happens with Colombia. Would also be amazing. Yeah, of course, of course, of course. I mean, I think the winner of Group K. Yeah, if they had to go from Miami, so that's gonna be a long trek because they go Mexico City to Guadalajara to Miami to Kansas City to Vancouver, and then from there they're gonna go back East Coast. Oof. What do you think about Group F? What was Group F again?
Hmm?
I have to go through the groups again. Let me go through the groups again. I think that's a solid group in Group F. I mean, that's a European playoff team too. So Japan, that's gonna be some good teams. I mean, hey, Tunisia beat France last World Cup. They beat France in the third match day. So Tunisia's no walkover either, chat. Atlanta and LA are the best stadium in my opinion. I think Atlanta can make a case versus Dallas. Dallas is bigger, but I think Atlanta can make a good case. Do you think you can sell and get my money back? Remember, FIFA charges 15% on all sales. They're here to make their money, chat. They're not here to give you freebies in that respect. Lamine Yamal in Guadalajara, I could never have imagined him playing there. I agree. I think Guadalajara is another big winner. That Spain Uruguay game in Guadalajara, that was a surprise.
See the airport.
Oh, you still? That's right. We gotta fly to Guadalajara to see the airport. That is right. That is true. We gotta go see the airport. Yeah, I think that Spain Uruguay game alone, that is the marquee game they got. That is kind of crazy. I will have to say that. So again, chat, we do not have the full list of the games yet. So who's opening in Dallas for match 11? Who is opening in match 11? Sorry, the full list hasn't come out yet. Okay, so that's why we're still kind of like, ping-ponging opinions here. But that is Group F. So it would be, I think it was Netherlands that was opening Dallas, right? If I'm not mistaken. Group J match in San Francisco. Well, Group J would be, I think San Francisco, they got Algeria, Austria. Like, that's what I'm saying. I think something happened with Seattle, San Francisco. As soon as I get the full list of the games, I'm willing to speculate that the White House interfered in the World Cup scheduling of the games for San Francisco and Seattle because the president has been very adamant about removing games from those cities. Obviously, FIFA was not going to remove games, so the next best thing that he could do was to screw up the tourism opportunity for those two cities by not giving them any major marquee games. Okay, so I think that is what happened here. And again, Levi Stadium and Lumen Field are pretty good, pretty good sized stadiums. Again in comparison to the things, and it was supposed to be about distribution and making sure that the cities can somewhat benefit economically. So that's why I'm willing to report that something happened. So yeah, I'm willing to report that. All right, we're still waiting for the full list. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Okay, or maybe I give it a couple more minutes and then we'll see where it's at. Or maybe it's on another website. That could be the other thing too. Maybe it's on another website too. Okay, so I'm gonna increase right here. Man, oh man. Well, this has been very interesting to say the least. Again, big winners: Dallas, New York, hell, even Guadalajara for that matter. Okay, because they definitely Guadalajara got Spain, Uruguay. Like, that is crazy, man. That is absolute nuts. All right, that they got that game. It is what it is, yo. Yeah, World Cup final 3 o'clock in the afternoon kickoff is insane, bro. That is insane. Mi amor, en la noche, mi amor, es que hace un calor allá en Nueva Jersey. A las 3 de la tarde. They did that last time with the Club World Cup, and everyone was complaining about the heat. Everyone was complaining about the heat.
Not if you're in the suite.
Hey, that's the advice my wife is giving to all y'all. Buy sweets. Oh my god, that's insane, man. FIFA posted on the Instagram page. Oh, okay, so they did post it on the Instagram page. Okay, well, I mean, why not post it on their website first? Oh, it's there. Yep, it is absolutely there. Why would you not post this on friggin' on your website? That's a lot better to do. Why would you do this monstrosity of a schedule? Come on now. All right, we're just gonna keep refreshing the FIFA website. Why not just do that? This is dumb. This is absolutely dumb. Come on now. We could have easily taken a good look at this. Unless they replaced the match schedule document. Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah, they replaced the match schedule document. All I had to do was press refresh. Here we go, chat. Here is the full schedule of the 2026 World Cup. So now we get to investigate whether indeed there might have been some collusion here. So we're going to take a look at Seattle first. So they got Belgium, Egypt as their opening game. USA, Australia. Then they got playoff team, which could be Italy. Okay, so maybe I might take that back. Then again, Italy needs to not be bums and actually make it to the World Cup against Qatar. And then Egypt, Iran. So Egypt gets to stay in Seattle. That's not really a stay because they have to travel to Vancouver. Well, they're in the area.
3 hours away.
Is there a lot of Egyptians in Seattle? Not really, right? Egyptians.
We'll find out.
I guess we'll find out. San Francisco got Qatar, Switzerland. They got Austria, Jordan. They got Paraguay versus the European playoff. If it's Turkish fans do travel. They got Jordan, Algeria. Paraguay, Australia. So I think there could have been better games there. I think instead, right, if we look at the groups, right, that what could have been the better game there. You're telling me you couldn't give Argentina to San Francisco? I mean, granted, then you would say because Dallas doesn't need to have Argentina twice. So I think Jerry Jones there with then Trump, interference against speculation. This is all speculation. You could have given San Francisco an Argentina game. It's right there. ¿Ok? It's right there. Voy a poner este calendario en mi sitio de web, Travel Football Fan. ¿Ok? Lo voy a poner en unos momentos. ¿Ok? Entonces, disculpa. ¿Ok? Lo voy a poner en unos momentos. Pero sí, la FIFA ya lo ha puesto en su página de Instagram. ¿Ok? Pero sí voy a poner este sitio, este calendario en mi página de website en travelfootballfan.com. I think even my daughter is also saying like, yeah, Argentina could have been put in San Francisco. Now, aside from the USA match, and this is a good point, Seattle got screwed. Well, Seattle got screwed, yeah. I mean, unless Italy makes it, then Italy plays in Seattle against Qatar, which you would assume the Italians are going to walk over Qatar. I don't know. San Francisco Bay Area got totally screwed, but if the USA wins Group D, they will play in Levi's Stadium in the round of 32, so let's pray for that. I'm assuming that's what they went with, or at least that's going to be the explanation that FIFA's going to give for not giving a more marquee game to either San Francisco or Seattle. But yeah, I in taking everything into consideration, I do think these two cities got screwed. I think we can say that because in Seattle will then host round of 32 the winner of Group G, which Group G is.
The amount of planning that these cities have been doing with Seattle.
Yeah. I think Seattle will feel like we should have gotten a better game. Group G is Belgium, so if Belgium wins that one, right? So they basically keep the team that they've already seen once, or they're gonna have the same team in Group G stay there. So versus a third place team. I don't know. I think Seattle. I don't like this for Seattle or San Francisco. Hella Egyptians in the Bay though. Okay, so maybe there's a lot of domestic travel that's gonna happen. They totally switched Group G's group position from the Appendix B photo. The Pot 1 versus Pot 2 game was supposed to be Vancouver or LA June 21st. Interesting. That's what all those workshops were doing last night at the Kennedy Center. They looked at what happened, and they were like, right, we need to switch things over. So they did say they were going to do that. They did say that they were going to do that, okay? So it's not a surprise in that respect, right? Obviously, Vancouver is okay because they got 2 Canada home games. They're fine. And then, funny enough, Australia and New Zealand also staying in the West Coast is quite a storyline, right? Australia and New Zealand staying on the West Coast, they don't have to travel all the way to the East Coast, is quite the storyline. Whether by accident, is that an accident? I don't know. Okay, let's look at Mexico's games, okay? Because I think this is fascinating. Korea plays in Guadalajara, sure, against the European playoff. Mexico, Korea. Colombia plays against the Intercontinental playoff. And then Uruguay, Spain to end Guadalajara's participation in the World Cup. I think Guadalajara, an unexpected winner of the group stage. In my opinion, an unexpected winner. Because what do you mean? Sorry. What do you mean you land Spain, Uruguay. Like, that to me is insane. I think that was totally unexpected um, in that respect. Ciudad de México va a tener México, Sudáfrica to start. Uzbekistan, Colombia, which that's going to be Colombia town for those days. And then Mexico again. And then they will host round of 32, the winner of Group A, which, assuming it will be Mexico at Azteca, they have to do it. Nothing is an accident with Bumtino in charge. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Nothing's an accident. Well, actually, that's a good point. My wife does bring up a good point. What influence does Scheinbaum have in this schedule? Right? Someone's saying, I'm so mad at the Spain Uruguay location. Why? Did you not get your passport? Papi, tell me you didn't. Tell me you have your passport. Tell me you have your passport. Or is it because you didn't get the ticket? One or the other. Okay? But maybe this is Scheinbaum. Maybe if I'm going to speculate that Trump interfered with the Seattle-San Francisco schedule. Right, well, yeah, they all did. Fine. That's fine. And let's open the Pandora's box here. Scheinbaum, big winner. Now Monterrey is the one that I'm confused about, because in their stories they were convinced they were gonna get a game of the Netherlands, right? Either the Netherlands-Japan game or the Netherlands versus the European playoff game. They were supposed to get one of those two games, because in their Instagram story they retweeted somebody saying that this is how Monterrey Street's gonna look like, and it was the Dutch fans celebrating like crazy. Now they don't get the Dutch. They get two Tunisia games, although granted Tunisia versus Japan is a good game. Then they get South Korea versus South Africa, but perhaps it's the knockout game, the 1F versus 2C, which 1F would be the winner of this group, which, assuming it's the Dutch. So they would have to hope it's the Dutch. So in that way, they do the round of 32 game, the Dutch versus the second place of Group C, which could be Netherlands, Morocco. It could be Netherlands, Brazil, Netherlands, Scotland. Potentially. Potentially. Okay. Who's playing in Seattle? I got 2 tickets for a game on the 24th and 26th June. Well, let's quickly go back and take a look at it. 24, 26. That is going to be the European playoff winner, which could be Italy versus Qatar, and then Egypt, Iran. Those are your tickets. Okay. All right. Moving on to the Central. We got Houston, Germany versus Curaçao, Portugal versus the Intercontinental Playoff, the Netherlands versus a European playoff, Portugal, Uzbekistan, and Cape Verde versus Saudi Arabia. That one's a nothing burger in terms of fan attendance, at least. But you got 2 Portugal games, a Germany game, and a Dutch game. Houston, massive win. Massive win for Houston. Okay? Huh? I heard. Wait.
Houston in the summer's also hot.
Yeah, Houston in the summer's also, from what I've heard. Then Dallas, I think is definitely a big winner. Netherlands, Japan, England, Croatia, Argentina game against Austria, Japan against European playoff, Jordan, Argentina. Dallas won. I mean, that's Jerry Jones right there. That's Jerry Jones saying, y'all owe me for not giving me the World Cup final. And then Kansas City also came out with some good games too, I would say. Argentina versus Algeria, Ecuador versus Curaçao. That's going to be Ecuador fans all over. Tunisia, Netherlands, and Algeria versus Austria. It's not bad for Kansas City. That's decent. All right. Let's move on then to the East Coast region. So Atlanta, some of you were saying Atlanta did not get good games. What are you talking about? 2 home games for Spain. Granted, against Cape Verde and Saudi Arabia. But hey, Spain is favored to win those games, right? By multiple goals, I would assume, right? Eso van a ser unas goleadas de España, you would assume. Right? 3-0 minimum. Then South Korea plays the European playoff. Morocco plays Haiti, which I think Haiti should have been given the game in Miami, but Brazil plays Scotland. We'll get to that in a second in Miami. And then Uzbekistan plays the Intercontinental playoff in Atlanta. So Atlanta got 2 Spain games. So I think Atlanta decent. I think that's decent for Atlanta. Miami. Uruguay got the Miami games in Group H, and not Argentina. So the conspiracy, ends up going to their bitter rivals across El Rio de la Plata to Uruguay. So Uruguay gets to stay in Miami for 2 games back to back against Saudi Arabia and Cape Verde, assuming Uruguay are favorites. Scotland versus Brazil, which is a historic game in that respect. But again, my heart goes out to my Haitian brothers and sisters in the 305. I'm sure they would have loved to have had Haiti in their backyard, like literally in their backyard. So I'm a little disappointed in that. Obviously, greed took over there for that game of Scotland Brazil in Miami, as opposed to Morocco Haiti. And then Colombia Portugal, marquee game in Miami during the group stage. That is going to be fantastic there for Colombia right there. Toronto, they open up with Canada against not Intercontinental, excuse me, European playoff winner. Ghana, Panama, Germany, Ivory Coast. I think that's gonna be a very good game. Panama, Croatia, and then Senegal versus a Intercontinental playoff team. It's not bad for Canada, for Toronto, I should say. That's really not bad. Okay, that's not bad. I think Toronto came out pretty good there. All right. Boston, Haiti, Scotland. All right, you got Scotland game there. Norway against the Intercontinental playoffs. So you got Holland, Scotland versus Morocco. That's gonna decide second place probably. England, Ghana, Norway, France. Boston really came out really good with these games, which is actually kind of surprising because Trump was also very much actively wanting to remove games from Boston as well. So I'm actually kind of surprised that Boston did as well as comparatively speaking to San Francisco and Seattle. Philadelphia, Ivory Coast, Ecuador, Brazil, Haiti, France versus a intercontinental playoff, Curacao versus Ivory Coast, and then Croatia versus Ghana. I think these are good games. You got at least one marquee team in each of these games in Philadelphia. Again, that seems to be very, very, very good. So I'm not looking at anything bad there. And then New York, New Jersey to complete the review of the group stage games. Brazil, Morocco. What an amazing way to start the World Cup in New York, New Jersey with that hell of a match. Then you got the repeat of the 2002 World Cup upset, I would say, of the century so far. Senegal over France, 2002. Then Norway, Senegal. Ecuador, Germany. Panama, England. I think these are fantastic games for New York, New Jersey as well. So I'm going to post this schedule on my website at travelfootballfan.com. All right. So you can go to my website. Also take a look at now that you know the schedule, now you know the times, now you know when. If you need to book your travel consultation with me on my website too, you just go to consultations and book your time with me. Let's go over your travel plans to see how I can help you improve, either save money or earn extra travel points and miles to either use during the World Cup or earn off from your World Cup travels. So that way you can go afterwards on your next vacation, hopefully for free, or at least at a very good discounted price. By using those travel points and miles. All right. So that is the schedule right there. I will post this up as soon as I'm done here. I will take maybe 5 minutes of questions and let's wrap up here at this point. Would Cote d'Ivoire, Curacao sell out? That maybe if the ticket prices drop to such point that maybe people say, we'll go to this World Cup game, perhaps. I want to go to Colombia, Portugal. That would be amazing. It's going to be expensive. I will say that right off the bat. I might have to make up with my family too, for Miami, to place to stay because the hotel's gonna be crazy. Oh man, yeah, them hotel prices in Miami is gonna go off the roof. Now, you thought the hotel prices were bad now. Check later tonight. I'll check later tonight for Miami for that weekend. Woo! Hasta carito. Is it a weekend game? Actually, that's the other part. If it's a weekend game, it's GG's. Oh, it's a Saturday night. GG's to your bank accounts, Colombianos and Portugueses. GG's. Saturday night? No. Man, them clubs are going to be lit. I can tell you that much. That traffic is going to be lit-er. Va a estar peor el tráfico que los clubes, man. It's going to be harder to get through Miami traffic than it is to get into Club Live. Oh, shit. I'm so happy that Ecuador got against the U.S. The Germany, Ecuador, that MetLife will be amazing. I think it will be amazing. I agree. SeatGeek pushed out notification saying they have every match tickets available now. No, they don't. Those are all resale tickets. What bums. What scammers. Can we still get the Mexico opener if you're lucky? If you're lucky in phase 3. We'll try to go to the Atlanta games if I get tickets. Dale, 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 dale. All right, final minute, final minute. Final questions, final minute. What do we got? What do we got? I'm gonna post this up on my website. I got a lot of content to catch up on. So that's gonna be a very busy afternoon. I have an interview with BBC, not BBC, excuse me, with Sky News Australia. So let's wrap it up here. Thank you so much for joining me today. That's it. 187 days to go till June 11, 2026. Can we please, let's see here. Can we please ask the Mexican government to allow the Vuvuzelas for the opening match versus Mexico? I agree. We need to bring back that South Africa vibe. That is the first time in World Cup history that we have a repeat opening match. We'll see you, si Dios quiere, Mexico contra South Africa for the opener.